You did everything right. You went to bed on time, logged a solid 8 hours of sleep, and woke up expecting to feel refreshed. Instead, your eyes feel heavy. They burn, they feel dry, and you catch yourself rubbing them before you even get out of bed. When this happens, it is incredibly easy to assume your body simply hasn't recovered. We tend to lump physical fatigue and visual fatigue into the same category, assuming that tired eyes are merely a symptom of sleepiness. But if you actually got enough rest, a lack of sleep is rarely the culprit. You can sleep perfectly for 8 hours, wake up, and still end up with exhausted, uncomfortable eyes. Those heavy burning sensations are physical distress signals. Your body is telling you that your visual system is under active mechanical or environmental strain. If closing your eyes all night didn't fix the problem, we have to look at the specific physical forces draining your vision while you're awake. We often think of our eyes as passive cameras that sit there and record the world. In reality, they are highly active mechanical apparatuses, constantly making tiny physical adjustments to keep your environment in focus. Notice how the internal muscles inside the eye contract tightly to physically bend the lens and maintain a near focus on your screen. Holding that visual posture for hours is like holding a heavy dumbbell. Eventually, those muscles experience severe physical fatigue. But muscular tension is only half the problem. When you concentrate heavily on a screen, another physiological failure occurs. Your blink rate drastically plummets. Blinking is crucial because it spreads the tear film. This carefully balanced liquid layer is a complex barrier that protects the surface of your eye and keeps it smooth. When you stop blinking, the tear film rapidly destabilizes. It breaks apart and evaporates, leaving jagged, completely exposed dry patches on the tissue. This leads to a counterintuitive reaction. That extreme localized dryness irritates the eye so much that your body triggers an emergency flush of watery tears. But because the underlying tear film is broken, these emergency tears run right down your face instead of properly lubricating the eye. Screen-induced fatigue is a combination of a repetitive stress injury and a localized fluid drought. Sleep alone cannot retroactively fix that kind of mechanical damage. Of course, screens aren't the only things pushing our eyes past their breaking point. The physical environment around us often quietly sabotages our vision. Constant ambient airflow, like an air conditioning vent, a desk fan, or very dry indoor air, accelerates the evaporation of your tear film before you realize it's happening. Then there is mechanical strain. When light rays pass through an outdated corrective lens, the prescription is slightly off, and the light ends up missing the retina. To correct the blur, the eye's internal muscles are forced into a constant, exhausting state of spasm. Add in systemic irritants like seasonal allergies, which cause persistent inflammation, and you get a heavy, gritty sensation that mimics standard fatigue. The pattern tells the story. If your eyes hurt mainly after an afternoon of reading, you are likely dealing with muscular strain. But if they feel heavy and uncomfortable almost all the time, you are looking at mechanical or environmental damage that rest alone cannot cure. Ignoring these physical distress signals and trying to just sleep it off won't work. It often leads to chronic headaches and worsening discomfort. And while gradual soreness is common, any sudden loss of vision, severe pain, or flashing lights is a medical emergency that requires immediate care. For everyday strain, you have to shift your mindset. Instead of relying on passive rest at the end of the day, you need to practice active visual recovery, daily maintenance for your eyes. We can see the most effective behavioral solution in this diagram of the 20 rule. Every 20 minutes, try shifting your sight to something 20 feet away for a full 20 seconds. This breaks the muscular lock, forcing the focusing system to fully reset and relax. You can also make immediate environmental adjustments. Make a conscious effort to blink normally, reduce excessive glare in your room, and position your screen far enough away so you aren't sharply angling your eyes upward or downward to see it. If dryness persists, avoid grabbing a random bottle of over-the-counter eye drops. Different drops target entirely different problems. A professional eye examination is the only way to accurately treat specific dry eye issues or update a prescription that might be quietly straining your system. Your eyes are incredibly sophisticated biological machines. They process massive amounts of information and continually adjust focus every single waking second of your life. It's time to stop treating your eyes like a camera that simply needs to be turned off at night. Treat them like a muscle. The next time they feel exhausted, don't automatically blame your sleep. Ask yourself, how much work have my eyes actually done today?